Hello everybody, fellow searchers and collectors. Welcome to another episode of the recent online currency sales report, where I am going to show you some of the recent online sales of some valuable dollar bill errors and fancy serial numbers. And we have a doozy coming up too that you don't want to miss. And these are readily available in circulation, such as your spare change that you get from the store or a restaurant, tips if you're a waiter or waitress, or if you're like me, you can go visit your local bank and get some $100 bank straps of $1 bills to search for them. And most of these sell online. Well, all of these I'm going to show you sell online for much more than face value. You and everybody else have probably had many of these dollar bills right in your fingertips and never even knew about it. And the secondary market is very hot and growing very fast, and these videos will help you to gain the knowledge that you need to make some extra money. Most people don't even know that these bills even have any value above the $1 face value, or that selling dollar bills is something they can do. So my goal here is to educate you, provide knowledge, and also the desire to get out there and start selling these. So we're going to look at many different types tonight. So this will be educational for everybody, so you can see what's out there and do this for yourself. Here is a nice list of what I search for. So if you want to take a photo of this, go ahead and pause the video, but on the bottom is the fancy serial numbers that I look for. So if you want to go ahead and take a picture of that, let me try to get that all on there. Yeah, that's about the best I can do right there. So go ahead and take a snapshot of that, and when you do your searches, this is what you can look for right here, okay? And you'll see a lot of these, well, some of these in the video tonight. So, and always remember that all this currency we're going to look at does not need to be graded, except if it's a high dollar one, which we'll see one of those here as well. But they sell just the way they are, as you're going to see here, in raw, ungraded condition. So it just doesn't really justify to have them graded and spend the $30, $40, because that's pretty much your profit right there, okay? So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in and take a look at what notes sold in the secondary market over the past few days. Oh, and by smashing that like button and subscribing, that will allow these very helpful videos to reach out to more people so they can also put money in their pocket as well. So I'd really appreciate that. All right, so let's take a look at the first one here, or the first two. So these are fancy serial numbers. The first one here, this is a 5-of-a-kind leading sixes. And that one sold for probably around $11 or $12, I would say, based on the best offer, with $14 as the price. This one down here actually sold for $11. That's a solid threes. The ones that sell the most, or for the highest dollar amount, are the eights, because some cultures really like eights. I just bumped the camera. A lot of cultures like eights. The second highest selling or biggest dollar amount is the sevens. Think about lucky sevens or Las Vegas sevens. Many people like to carry those bills in their wallet. A lot of people like to play liar's poker as well, and like to buy these for that. Also, the ones and zeros are sell for more than the sixes and the threes and the twos and the fours and things like that. Okay, all right. So some nice finds there. The next couple we have here, these are the top one there is another 5-of-a-kind, sold for about $20. Well, less than 20, maybe $16, $17. Sold for best offer. 5 zeros there. In the middle of that one. So again, zeros, ones, sevens, and eights are going to sell for more than things like twos. Okay, and this one here sold for a best offer, maybe $10, $11 or something like that. All right, so these are used bills. You can see they're heavily circulated, and they're just an everyday change that you get from the store. All right, this one down here has triple zeros, triple eights, and 2 sevens, and you can see it's not even 4-of-a-kind, and it sold for a best offer here when they were asking $20 for that. So because it does have all three, it has the 7s, 8s, and the 0s in there. So keep your eyes open for those because they're going to put some money in your wallet. All right, this next one here. Now I wanted to show you this. This is a trinary, which means there's only 3 numbers. There's 5s, 6s, and 9s. That's a trinary. A binary would be if there was only 2 numbers, like 5 and 9 or 5 and 6. But this is a trinary, okay? Now the description does not really explain that it has 6 5s in it. So this was missed by so many people. They didn't even know this was available because you have to make sure when you're selling bills online like this, you have to make sure you have the right description. There's key words you have to put in the description to attract the most people. And let's say this was a 7-day auction. This person's only given themselves 7 days to to find the best buyer or to maximize the amount of money they're going to get for this bill. So, and that's why it only sold for $15. These bills normally sell for more than that. So the way to sell these is not in the auction style. The best way to sell these is through the best offer. List it for $50 with a minimum offer of like 35 or 40, and that's how you're going to maximize the amount of money that you make. Okay, so this is a nice bill. It just could have got more for it, or the owner could have got more for it, the seller. All right, so this next one here, if you saw this bill, you might not even think that it's anything. You might just miss this. But if you take a look, this is a ladder run of 5 digits. This goes 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, so this is a consecutive numbers right there. These are very hard to find. Finding 3 is very, very common. Finding 4 is somewhat difficult. But when you find 5 in a row like that, that is extremely difficult to do. They get to be quite rare when you get 5 numbers in a row. So this one was offered at about $20. Probably sold for around that $14, $15, $16 amount, which is very, very normal for notes of this type. All right, now again, I want to show you this one because this only sold for $3.25 with $5 shipping. This is a binary. This only has 4s and 9s. Okay. So, this bill should have sold for a lot more than, call it $8. The way to list these is, list it for $50 or $60, and then, take a best offer minimum of like 40. He put 5 of a kind. Well, it is 5 of a kind. It's 5 of a kind 9s. Yeah, this certainly should have sold for a lot more. The downfall of this sale was that it was listed as auction style. So I wanted to just reiterate that and show you that, if you're listing bills, make sure that you understand, how to maximize the amount of money that you're getting as you list these by having a valid, proper keyword description and also using the right method to sell them, either, with the best offer style, okay? All right, now this one here, this is, I did a video on this recently on these 2013 duplicate star notes, these B Block 2013 New York star notes. These were mistakenly printed by the Fort Worth facility and the DC facility, the same serial number. This bill right here, because of the nice condition that it's in, this one sold for $60 with one bid. Some of them will go for $20, $25, $30, but they're not in nearly as nice condition. Like this bill here, this is not a duplicate, but this is just an old bill that's has folds and it's worn. You can tell by the middle, it's just worn out. Probably $20 to $30 note there if that was a duplicate star note. But one that's nice and crisp like this, sold for $60. They can go for $70, $75, even $100. Keep your eyes open for those as well. All right, this next one here, this is a true repeater. Take a look at that number, 4696, 4696. That's very nice, very nice. Bills like this are not very common. And this one, they were asking about $40, probably sold for that $30 to $35 range. I just sold one of these recently myself, and when you come across these, they're pretty exciting to find because a lot of times you'll be off by one number. It'll say 4696, 4693, or 4698. But when you find one like this, it's pretty exciting. And it's a trinary as well. It only has the 3 number. It has the 4, 6, and the 9 in there. So, all right, this next one here, this is not a large dollar sale, but I wanted to, my goal here was to show you some of the different things that do have some value. So this one, this is what's called an odometer turn or a gas pump stuck digit odometer error. If you take a look at the 2 on the end there, you see how it's raised a little bit. This one's not really raised a lot. I've seen some that are, where the 2 is raised a lot more than that, probably twice as far as that, almost halfway up the 1. But this one sold for, it sold for $5, so it's more than $1. It's a nice little sale there. This is something that you wouldn't even notice if you didn't know that these were even a thing. So keep your eyes open for these as well. You can sell them in groups. Of 3 or 4 or 5. Sell 3 of them for 15 or 20 bucks, and there's money in your pocket. All right. So this next one here, this is called a ladder. Okay. This is not a true ladder. A true ladder would go from 0 through 7 or 1 through 8 or 2 through 9. Okay. But this is a ladder. It has all the numbers in there, 1 through 8. It's not missing any of them. So this is a ladder. These are not easy to find either. I found many of them myself, and they do sell pretty quickly. This one sold for about $10. Has all 8 numbers, 1 through 8. You can do 0 through 7, 2 through 9 as well. So something to keep your eyes open for there as well. All right, now these 2. Here's another one on top here. This is another duplicate star note. Now this one, as you can see, is quite worn, okay, like the one I have in my hand here. It pretty much looks like the same note, doesn't it? I mean, it's quite worn there, obviously. But, this one only sold for $26 with 22 bids. Again, when you're going to sell these, you really want to do this not by the auction style. You want to do it with the best offer style to try to maximize what you get. And then, now the one down here, this is something that you may never have heard of before, but a lot of people like to buy notes that have a certain date on them. They're called birthday or anniversary notes. This one was listed as June 26, 1953. And as you see here, it's June 26, 1953. So, people who have birth dates or anniversaries or, where this is a very important date for them, people like to buy these and frame them, keep them for themselves, give them away as gifts to, to loved ones or family, friends, things like that. So these are very, very popular for people to buy online in the secondary market. And here's another one here. This, of course, is March 6th of 1999. And this one sold for about 30 bucks. So, this has probably passed through many of your hands over the years, and you had no idea that you could get this, sell this for 20, 25, 30 bucks. But to the right person, they'll be more than happy to pay that, okay? Now here, this is another one. This is backward. This, the United States, we're taught in school that the date format is the month, the day, and the year. A lot of other countries, don't do it like that. So this is also a birthday or anniversary note with the year first, and then either March 11th or November 3rd. But this one sold also for $30. So 2 very, very nice sales there. Good job by the seller on those 2. All right, now here, this is a web note. Okay, this is an uncirculated web note from 1995. All right, the web note. This is the experimental notes that the BEP made. They tried to do a cheaper, faster process. Didn't quite work out. There was a lot of breaking down of the printing press, and the print quality left a lot to be desired. If you find these are 1988A on the bottom. That's where what you'll see on the note. You'll see down here it'll say 1988A, 1993 and 1995. And a web note will just have on the front, it will not have a letter. It'll just have a number on the front, okay? And on the back, instead of having the back plate number down here, the back plate number will be up there next to the motto above the E, okay? That's how you identify a web note. And they do have quite a bit of value, okay? All right, this next one here, this is a leading zero. This has 5 leading zeros on this one. A low serial number would be one that has, some people say it has to have 5 leading zeros. I would be more in the camp where if you have 4 leading zeros, you know, think about a print run of 96 million notes, okay? When you get anything with 4 leading zeros, that's 10,000 bills, okay? That's 1/10 of 1% of the whole 96 million. So that's pretty rare. So, you know, a 5 leading zero is, you know, quite hard to find. There's not that many of them. Okay, that's only 1,000 of 96 million in this print run. And this one here sold for about $50. And as you can see, you know, it is not in the best condition. So this was, you know, going through circulation. People got this and let this slip right through their fingertips. They let, you know, $40, $50 slip right through their hands. All right, now check this one out. So this is another one of those duplicate star notes, 2013 B block. This is, the seller put crisp on this one because it's very crisp, $1 note here. And this one sold for $89.95. So remember, condition is everything, rarity and condition. So this one, because this is in very, very nice, crisp condition, that's why it sold for so much. Because if they find the matching pair for this one with the other one with the same serial number on it, this one here is from Fort Worth. If they find the DC one and it's also in nice condition, it's going to sell for a lot of money, a lot more than if it was in poor condition or just average condition. So the better the condition, the more they're going to sell for, okay? All right, only a few more here. This one here, this is a quad zeros and triple ones. And this has very nice aesthetic appeal. If you take a look at this, you know, the zeros are very, very spaced out, you know, separated by 1. And the 001 repeats, you know, the last 6, it's 001, 001. So it's a very aesthetically pleasing note, you know, for someone to want to purchase and hold in their collection. So this one sold for about $14. And remember, the zeros and the ones, you know, always sell very, very nicely. All right, now we have this one here. This is a trinary on the top here. It's a trinary, 4s, 6s, and 7s only. It's a radar note. If, like the word radar, it reads the same frontwards and backwards. So 64744 4746, and it reads the same backwards. 647 44746, and that is called a palindrome. That's the technical word for that, for a radar note. Okay, so and this is a very, very fancy serial number. All right, these are not very easy to find. A lot of times you'll find them, you know, just a couple digits off. It's very frustrating when you almost get one. But this one sold for about $19. This is a very, very, very solid note there, solid find. And this one down here, this is 4 pairs. This has bookends 11, and then it has the pairs in the middle. Now this also can be a flipper note. All right, a lot of people don't like to use 1s in flippers or 8s, but if you turn this note upside down, it'll also read 11669911. The seller didn't put that in the description, so he probably could have achieved or fetched a lot more than $15 by putting that in the description. So, you know, you have to know what you have when you start listing these things on the secondary market, and that's why I'm trying to educate you to show you, you know, what's available. So that was a good find as well. Unfortunately, he could have got more for that. All right. Now this is something that you probably wouldn't even notice unless you knew about it. So do you see all that ink on there? This is called a wet ink transfer. The ones that sell for nice dollar amounts are when the ink is on the face, or when on the back of the note, when you have the back seal there. Okay, when that seal bleeds through over here to the right, when that seal bleeds over here, you know, that's when they sell for quite a pretty penny. But this right here, this is from the O on the in 1 on the back. and this here as well. And this diagonal one is from the N in the back, okay? The O and the N, all right? So this one here, this one sold for $10. So a $1 bill that you have in your hand, who would ever think that you could get $10 for that? Okay, but it did. And then this one right here, okay, take a look at this note. This also is ink on this bill. Looks like a green ocean down there at the bottom. Yeah, this one is very, very nice. A lot of ink on this one. So if you come across something like this with a lot of ink on it, don't just spend it or set it aside. These can sell. I mean, this one sold for $125 with $5 shipping. So there's a lot of collectors out there that love to have these in their collection. All right. And then this one here, here's another one. This is another wet ink transfer. You see the wet ink. The way these happen is when they print the sheets of the 32 or 50 notes, they stack them on top of each other. So when the ink is wet, the ink from one note gets on the ink below it, causing the ink to be transferred onto this note here and also over here. So these two notes here, these are consecutive numbers. Looks like this was ending in 904. This one's probably 905 over here. But this one sold for these two notes sold for $13 each. Okay. All right, now check this out. So you've heard me talk about duplicate serial numbers from New York and DC. If you find a matching pair, check this out. This one here, this person's, now these are not even in very good condition. This graded a 25, this graded a 30. These are in, very, very highly circulated condition, these two notes here, okay? But they have the same serial number, and they're a B block, which has number 2 on it there. These two sold, this matching pair sold for, with 2 bids, almost $4,900. Call it $4,900 with $10 shipping. That's a massive amount of money that these two sold for, okay? That's why you need to search for these and try to find the matching pair, which is obviously very difficult to do. This one here had a much higher grade, a 65. This one here is in very nice condition. This one up here also is very circulated and worn. This one sold for over $5,100. So these are some awesome, booming sales of these two notes right here. Just incredible. So keep your eyes open for these when you find these, and go on eBay and try to search and try to find the matching pair, so you can do that as well. All right, well, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the great comments and for liking and subscribing, and that's what helps get these helpful videos out to more people. So have a good weekend, and we'll see you real soon.